Okay, are you somebody that's still struggling with budgeting and you still need kind of a kick in the rear to get started and kind of get put in the right place so that you can mentally go down this journey and really have success? Because as I've said before, budgeting is a lot like going to the gym. If you're not consistent, it's not going to be effective. You won't have long-term benefits from it, and you're just basically wasting your time. So you have to have the right intention and the right mindset to go into this, but it doesn't take a lot to create that. And so I'm going to go through a couple things that if you solve them, it will help. And full disclosure, when I talk about budgeting with people, I'm not telling you to give up all the things you enjoy. I think a lot of financial gurus, they talk about like cutting out everything and going all ham of eliminating all expenses, and like that's just a miserable life to live. And we don't work our butts off every day to be able to buy the things we want if we're going to have to just cut them all out of our life. And that's not the way to do it. So I don't believe in that theory. What I believe in is eliminating little things here and there, getting the wins throughout each day and throughout your week, but just cutting out a few things that are unnecessary that you know internally not going to be helpful. So in this journey, the first thing you need to try to do, and it's hard, but I promise you, it's like going to the gym repetitively. Eventually it gets stuck and you actually start to enjoy going to the gym more than you hate it. And it's impulse control. We make purchases based off impulses instead of taking a couple of minutes to think about what impact it's going to have. I do this with calorie counting and it's crazy. I remember like 10 years ago, somebody told me about calorie counting and knowing how many calories are in every single thing that you eat. And to this day, that's a habit of mine. To this day, it's just a mental habit of mine, is I count how many calories are in each thing, or I'll look at a package, and it helps me make decisions on what I should or should not eat. And it's something that stuck with me every day. And it's like more of like a mental thing. It's like, I know that it's wrong if I eat too many calories, and I know what my calorie count is every day, and I'm always adding it up, just mentally. It's just a habit. And that's kind of what budgeting is. It's like creating these small little wins and these little bitty habits that help you just literally start to cut out things out of your life that you didn't even like you're like, wow, I really don't need this anymore. And so that's what it starts with. It's just little things. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about the things that every week that you spend money on that you probably shouldn't. I want you to get some of the wins. So I want you to keep most of them. In fact, I want you to keep all of them but one. And so if you go out to eat 5 times, just cut it out one time. That's it. And you have to have something to substitute. Okay, if you do that one time and you just do it for the entire month, okay, we're not going big here. It's going to get bigger because most people think like budgeting, it's so slow, or I'm taking it, it's like not really, I'm not seeing the impact. It's because you're not going through the process. And simplifying the process is the most important thing. So just cut out one thing and replace it with something that'll keep you from doing that, right? So if it's cutting out one day of eating out every week, then have something ready to substitute that so you don't have impulse control and say, you know, I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to go ahead, let's go eat. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to feel good when you get one thing out of the way. And then as you go through every week after that, you're cutting out one more thing. And it's all it is replacing it. But the thing that you have to focus on, this is the key. The thing you have to focus on are all the things that you're doing and that you're still getting satisfaction from. You're still getting to eat out 4 times a week. You're just cutting out one. And so I think if you compromise with yourself, cutting out one thing is not going to hurt you because you have all the other wins on the other side. So I think you have to look at it as wins and losses. You lost just one thing, but you won 4 things. And I think if you look at that, it'll help you start cutting one thing out, and then you'll find out really quickly that it wasn't necessary for you to keep that going. And so if you utilize that process, I think it's going to help you eliminate some of the bad habits, some of the impulse control, or help you with impulse control, and it'll help you just start to live a more fulfilled life because you're saving more money that you didn't even realize that you could save.